Hey family, this is just a continuation of my last video. Get your especially if your children are carbonated, get your children out of these public schools, because you are parents. You have to understand, when you force your children to go to college, when you force your children to go to school, you are forcing your children to go to school and be educated by the devil. You are forcing your children to go to school and be taught by the same people who came to your country and murdered your ancestors and stole your land, forced you to learn his way of life and forced you to learn his language, and then tells you that you need to get up and get on his job and earn his raise in order to make a living, in order to get his diploma, get that white man's diploma, and so-called be something, as if they're not already something. And you're not even taking into consideration that your children are being deprived of their right to know their history. Why would you want to send your children to school to be educated by the devil, to be taught, you know, to not have their history taught to them, first of all, and to be taught a bunch of lies, to be made to feel like they were to be made to feel like we were meant to be slaves. Why would you want your children to be educated by people who don't care anything about you? You should know that these people are not going to tell you the truth. Why would you want your children to be educated by people who are not telling you who the truth about who you really are? Instead, all they do is teach you a bunch of meaningless, so-called education that you're never even gonna need in the street, in the real world, just to keep them from gaining the ulterior knowledge of who they really are and their true legacy, and what's really going on in this world today. Why would you want to send your children to school to be taught, you know, why would you want to send your children to that new world order advocate called school, to be taught to accept to be taught to accept evil as norm, you know? Why would you want to send your children to school to be taught the ways of the beast? Why would you want to send your children to school to be taught how to be like somebody else and taught how to hate themselves, where they're subjected to racism, and a bunch of other societal issues? Why would you want to send your children to be educated by the beast? It's really time for us to wake up and stop sending our